I think we lost audio.
Feed plugged in from the White House, taking some photos of the podium. No doubt some of the very people who were expecting to have a normal dinner at the White House Correspondents Dinner tonight, no doubt some of those people may very well be in this White House press briefing room. After all, it is the White House press corps that was being honored at the dinner. And now, bizarrely enough, it's the White House press briefing room where this debrief is going to take place. The president, the first lady, and the vice president all going to be in attendance. President Trump saying, law enforcement have requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, which we will do immediately. I'll be giving a press conference in 30 minutes from the White House press briefing room. The first lady, plus the vice president.
This should be interesting. A lot of people think this might be a false flag of some sort.
We will be speaking to you in a half an hour. I have spoken with all the representatives in charge of the event.
Yeah, I see some of you guys saying it was staged. I mean, we don't know yet, but it's just the timing is always suspicious when stuff like this happens.
That post came out just under 30 minutes ago. We expect to hear from the president any moment now. That wasn't the only social media post he made today, by the way, or he made within the past hour, I should say. His initial social media post said, quite an evening in D.C. Secret Service and law enforcement did a fantastic job. They acted quickly and bravely. The shooter has been apprehended, and I have recommended that we let the show go on, but will entirely be guided by law enforcement. They will make a decision shortly. Regardless of that decision, the evening will be much different than planned, and we'll just plain have to do it again.
Hold on, is that Mike McCash on stage?
Before a press briefing starts, you see a number of people walking up the podiums.
Paul Bunyan.
Sorry, guys.
Some audio checks.
Sorry, guys.
Video checks. They got to get all their audio and video in order.
I'm looking to see if the Secret Service posted anything.
Briefing, so we'll just keep an eye on this room, an eye on the White House, the president, just to reset for anybody who may be tuning in, was at the White House Correspondents Dinner, an annual event that the president has actually never attended as sitting president. He has not been to the Correspondents Dinner while he's been in office. So this was the first time he was in attendance. They were just getting...
This is the official from the Secret Service. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Secret Service shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The U.S. Secret Service, in coordination with the Metropolitan Police Department, is investigating a shooting incident near the main magnetometer screening area at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The president and the first lady are safe along all protectees. So basically, everyone's good to go. No one got shot. No one got hurt. One individual is in custody. Condition of those involved is not yet known. I don't know what that means. If the person's in custody and no one else got shot or hit, what else? What other conditions are they waiting for? That's the weird part about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is it happening here. You hear shots outside. You see the guys come in with their heavy duty stuff, SWAT, Secret Service. They jump on top of Trump and then they pull him out quick. I think Melania was also there with him. Got them out right away. Everyone else is ducking down. And then it's, I mean, that's it. And they have the guy out front, down on his stomach. He has foil, like heat blanket over his legs, as though he was naked, which is very strange. But it sounded like a high-power rifle to me. It didn't sound like pistol shots. So maybe like an AR or something. I don't know yet, but...
I haven't heard it yet, so I'll be curious to hear.
The shots.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. There, Erica Kirk was there.
Yes.
There's a lot of famous people there. I mean, this is like the big thing where they roast him and that kind of stuff.
Security as they move through the crowd, and they'll exit as a group.
That's a good point. Earlier, Carolyn Leavitt specifically said that Trump was going to fire some shots. Is that foreshadowing? It's interesting.
Maybe so.
Obviously, we pray for everyone's safety and that kind of stuff, but very strange timing.
Okay, live coverage looks like he's about to speak. Yes, as LFP mentioned, sorry, LFPW up. There was a picture of Erica with the guy from Fox. Erica was wearing a white kind of floral dress, like cap sleeves.
Yeah, there's video of Erica Kirk in there when stuff was going on, and she kept looking over at the camera and like kind of whispering to people and stuff. But yeah, she was definitely there hanging out.
I mean, she's an old regular at all the White House events these days.
I mean, a press conference within 30 minutes of a theoretical attempt on him. It could have been after anyone there, technically, but 30 minutes later, doing a press conference, that's pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's barely time to even get back to the White House. That's
right, exactly. In DC traffic, absolutely, on a Saturday night. I mean, they do have, the ability to just sort of clear the roads with the escorts and whatnot, but still, it's not a small feat.
All right, looks like.
And this was the announcement being made earlier about the postponement of the event.
Sound check at Fox.
My apologies. His post on Truth Social, and law enforcement has requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, and
She's drunk.
Wanted to emphasize
they got her tipsy.
that nobody was hurt. He and the First Lady, the cabinet, everybody's safe. The president will be having a press briefing at the White House in 30 minutes. That is not a joke. And he insists that we will reschedule this event in the next 30 days.
This is the image of the guy. So this is the one. It looks like he has like a little ponytail comb over thing. I don't know if that's a shirt or skin or whatever, but he's covered in this like heat blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And just medical. So I don't know if he got shot during this exchange, but I don't know. It looks like they have him cuffed, but you know how we've seen these videos before. They'll shoot the guy 35 times and leave him laying on his stomach until EMTs get there and stuff. So, but they said he's in custody, so he survived whatever happened initially. There's also a woman that got arrested, and she was like, as she's getting arrested, she's like basically saying like, we need to impeach Trump. We have over 1 million signatures and that kind of stuff. It was crazy. And she was yelling, screaming. So I don't know. This gives me like George Zinn vibes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The way that his pants came down and his underwear were out. Yeah. And I was going to say, this may give tinfoil for those conspiracy theorists out there a bad name. Oh my goodness.
All right, we'll start waiting on this press conference.
Folks in the chat were saying, what do you call this new movie? And so we were kind of speculating on what we would call this. I see one person suggested Distract as a good name for this. Oh, we lost our audio.
We have Erica Kirk leaving the scene as well. Crying.
Oh, could we see wait, was that her? Is that her security? Okay. I wonder if that's her newish security. Oh, she's got some.
Which is interesting because no one else was crying. No one
Right.
else, like not a single other person was crying or emotional. They were just casually talking about what happened. So that's interesting. All right, let me put the audio back on. They keep saying we'll be here live in a second with Trump at the podium, but they keep delaying it.
So you really could hear the gunshots clearly there. Let's play that one more time. So at this point in the evening, what we're waiting for is the president to speak live. That scary situation, rattling those in attendance. At this point, most of the members of the media have filed out of the Washington Hilton.
And there was I only heard one shot in the clip they played.
On the screen.
There was at least 3 or 4 shots
the
in clips that we can find on X. So after this,
Okay.
White House press briefing
after he
gonna be
speaks, we
taking
can show that.
place past 10 p.m.
Yeah, I was thinking that's the first time that I'd heard a shot. So that was only one though, but you've heard multiple.
Within 30
Yeah,
days.
there's one angle where it's like 3 or 4 shots
House
in a row,
Correspondents
and then everyone turns
Association
around and looks.
Says
Got
that
it.
they had to leave the premises consistent with the protocol. President Trump, he said that he had it his way. They would have continued on with the event. He posted on social media
Actually,
saying law enforcement have requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol, which we will do immediately. I'll be giving a press conference in 30 minutes. By the way, this was posted over 30 minutes ago, so we expect this press conference to happen any moment now. Take a live look inside the press briefing room. As reporters,
I mean, maybe they could just go ahead and like have the roasts there at the press briefing room. That'd be
At the
nice.
podium.
Yeah, why not?
normally
Just have like a mini version.
at around 1 p.m. Eastern time.
I've stood at that podium before,
This strange
friends.
night, they're instead packing it full at
Back in the day,
10 p.m. Eastern time.
it was a good 20 something years
In
ago.
this room were more than likely, they were just at the dinner themselves, still dressed as such. It's worth reiterating that President Trump and all the members of his administration have been unharmed after shots rang out at the White House Correspondents Dinner.
Trying to find
Authorities
the
are saying that the
clip
incident
with multiple
happened
shots.
outside the ballroom where Trump and other guests were seated. Still isn't immediately clear the full picture of what happened out there. The event has been scrapped. It'll be rescheduled at some point within the next 30 days.
This is Trump. As he's being escorted out, he trips. I don't think they knock him down. Right there, he's down.
Oh.
Then they pick him back up.
Oh, he went all the way down.
Yeah, hope he's all right there.
You know, maybe he'll say, if only they would have let me finish the work on my ballroom, then we could have had this in the safe, secure White House ballroom instead of the Washington, D.C. Hilton.
For those just coming in, give me a second here. For those just coming in, make sure you guys hit that like. We're just waiting for Trump to come and speak, apparently. And I don't know if other people are going to say something as well, but there were shots fired. They have the person in custody. This is the person here. They have a ponytail, appear to be naked, and have like I guess a heat blanket or something on them. And I see medical here. I don't know if this person got shot during this, but there were definitely shots fired. Let's see. This is Erica Kirk leaving. So Erica's crying and says she just wants to go home. And there are some other people that were pretty emotional as well. For the people asking, Trump did not get shot.
I'm just seeing this. The Associated Press.
In fact, I don't even know if he got shot at.
officer
I think the shooting was outside of it. They didn't even get past Secret Service.
Bullet-resistant vest at the Correspondents' Dinner, but is expected to be okay. So that's a new piece of information to us. The AP reporting that an officer was shot in bullet-resistant vest, in a bullet-resistant vest at the dinner.
Interesting.
And is expected to be okay.
So we had an officer that actually got hit. Luckily, he was wearing a bulletproof vest, so he's fine. He might be bruised, but sounds like he's going to be fine from all that. So he got lucky.
But that would indicate to us that at least one law enforcement officer was shot at.
Yep.
Thankfully, bullet-resistant material.
Let me see if I can find where they
meaning
shot
that
multiple
officer
times.
is going to be okay, according to the AP's sources. So after the White House Correspondents' Dinner was halted, we see a number of White House correspondents crowding into the White House press briefing room to get an update from the president himself. The FBI just posting this. The FBI Washington Field Office's National Capital Response Squad has responded to a shooting at the Washington Hilton in Washington, D.C. They confirm that the suspect is in custody.
Yeah, it looks like most people are saying they heard 2 shots. They said 2 muffled shots.
There was a time when the White House Correspondents' Dinner attendees, they were closed inside that ballroom. We don't have any images inside the ballroom at this point. We've got these 2 live shots, one at the White House podium, one right next to the briefing podium, and then one giving you an idea of...
And then the irony here, Carolyn Levitt literally just said, everyone has to watch tonight because Trump will bring the heat and there will be shots fired. Literally.
Can we play that audio? It's not playing yet, but I'd love to hear it. Oh, we can't hear it.
Yeah, hold on a
President
second.
said that he had hoped that they would
Ready to rumble, is he not?
tonight.
He is ready to rumble.
Uh-huh.
I will
They
tell you.
took
This
the
speech
advice of
tonight
law
will be
enforcement and they
classic
shut it.
Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit.
Correspondents'
In
dinner
true
and
Donald
security
Trump
has typically
fashion, the
been
man
focused on
puts
the
his pen to the
ballroom
paper himself. So it's a lot
rather
of
than the
his own
hotel
work.
at
Ready to
large,
rumble, is he not?
with little screening for people not entering the dinner itself.
Kind of interesting.
Wow.
As
Thank you,
I bet
Lazarus Love.
I bet she wrote it all right. All right.
Thank you, Lazarus Love, for becoming a channel member.
I don't think anyone is blaming Erica for
number of
this
shots being
incident. I'm
fired,
not sure if
Associated
that's
Press putting it in the range of 5 to 8 shots fired. Although an official investigation certainly will.
Yeah, I think it's way too early to know
us a
who's
clearer
responsible
picture
for
of
what.
what transpired.
It could just be another crazy,
From
right?
producer
That
Julie, what
happens.
was that?
That's
It's happened all
That
around the world for
happens.
decades.
That's
Gotcha.
right. And I mean, I think we are just as a society right now
Outside
pretty
the White House,
tensed up and
at the Hilton.
people are frustrated and
Just getting in a feed from
acting
inside the Hilton,
foolish and
where, as you can imagine, security
And we appreciate everyone
and
being
law
here.
enforcement.
Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe.
This was a
Kelly
tight perimeter to begin
is
with.
down there at the bottom. Keli Rabon on X, YouTube, and
It's
Instagram.
about as high profile an event.
And you can also
You
tag me
will
on
find
X
the
if there's
president,
anything
vice
interesting.
president, and
TriggerSmart HQ.
Nearly his
And you can
entire
send tips and
cabinet, if not
emails
his
to
entire cabinet, all under the same roof.
engcwarrior@gmail.com. Kelly's
Hey, Matt.
is Kelly at KeliRabon.com.
there are several people who have asked,
The news
was it
information
33 minutes into the event?
One
Oh,
law
yeah,
enforcement
that's interesting.
officer
That'd
will
be good. I don't
okay,
know.
but was shot
We'd have to go back and watch the live
by
stream that
a
they had.
suspect by a shooter.
Let me see.
And thankfully, that officer was wearing
Actually, a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
bulletproof material, and so that
Let's see if they put it on
officer is expected to be
whitehouse.gov.
okay.
And whoever the lady was who was speaking there at the end, who directed us to this press conference, I mean, she said, "Oh, you'll be having a press conference in about 30 minutes." I wonder if she maybe she missed that part of her script where it was supposed to be 33 minutes.
We've heard from the Speaker of the House and the Minority Leader in the House, giving props to how security managed the situation and got everybody to safety quickly.
Not that. There's a previous one.
For those familiar with the area, this vantage point is near DuPont Circle. It's a busy area in DC, especially on a regular weekend night. Even more so on a Saturday night. And there were a lot of parties happening in and around the area. It's not just the dinner itself. That's the main event, of course. But there are lots and lots of ancillary events that happen in and around the area. All of that coming to a close.
DC is also supposed to have a briefing. They just put out a tweet.
I'm hearing DC is going to have a briefing. Is that DC Police? DC Police will give an update at some point tonight as well. Perhaps we'll learn more about the suspect that's been apprehended. Dozens of journalists packing into the White House press briefing room in anticipation of a news conference following a scary incident, a shooting at a packed White House Correspondents Dinner. The world's media, lawmakers, other elected officials.
We're just waiting for
cabinet,
Trump to speak, apparently.
Of course, the president and the vice president.
And I'm
all
looking to
in
see at what
while
point
shots rang out
it all happened
according to
at the dinner.
DC Police and Secret Service
I'm keeping an eye on the chat, and I see.
venue.
I just sent
Service
or
releasing a
tried to
saying that
respond back to. I think it's Angie.
With
But if that's true about this Cole Thomas Allen
shooting
person,
incident
I'm
near the main magnetometer
very
Is that the
curious.
person's
White
name?
House Correspondents Dinner.
Perhaps. I'm trying to Google that
First
right
Lady will
now.
say, are safe. All protectees are safe. And as they've been saying, one person is in custody. President Trump has also been on Truth Social.
So it looks like the timing was like 40 minutes in to the Correspondents' Dinner.
Got it.
So you don't get that one.
It was close though. He was just hung up in DC traffic. That's all.
They acted.
I encouraged this, Kelly. Oh, I don't think so.
Has been apprehended.
Can you guys let me know if you can hear
And I
us
have
okay
recommended that
with
we
that
let
playing in the
show
background
go
as well,
on,
with us talking over it,
but
or should
will
I mute it every
entirely
time
be
we
guided
talk?
by law enforcement. They will make a decision shortly. Regardless of that decision, the evening will be much different than planned, and we'll just plain have to do it again. After he posted that, we heard official word that the Correspondents' Dinner had in fact been canceled for.
And Kelly wouldn't encourage something like this.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Dulcinea and the mods, thanks for stopping by. I know this was very impromptu, but yes, definitely hit that like. It helps the algorithm.
And all cabinet members are in perfect condition.
So
We will
everyone
be
is
speaking
safe.
to you soon. He says he's spoken with all representatives in charge of the event, and we will
What's
be
not clear is if
rescheduling
the guy got shot.
within 30 days. So that's what we've heard from the president so far. The DC Police Department, with this, they just posted this, saying police and our law enforcement partners are about to hold a media briefing.
Okay. Hey, Trigger, if I could mention Diligent on X
So we'll look out for
is
that as well.
posting this about Cole Allen
I've looked at the area near DuPont Circle in DC, typically a busy area,
as the alleged
an even busier area
shooter.
typically Saturday night.
Okay, let me look.
An intern at NASA in
We're waiting to hear from
2014,
police in DC.
working on AI models for mapping
We're waiting to
planets,
hear from the president of the United
reportedly
States.
graduated from Caltech as an
This White House
engineer,
press briefing is set to get underway any moment.
but I
So
do
is this
not
supposed to-
see
While
yet
we
where
await
he's pulling that from.
the president's
Right,
remarks,
give me a
and
second
again,
here.
just about 5 minutes ago, we heard that the president has arrived at the White House.
So it's the faceless man. So this is who it's supposed to be. I'm still listening to all the stuff here, but Cole Allen, engineer, NASA graduate, and now remember with the Jet Propulsion Lab. Remember we've had all this stuff going on, where we've had all these NASA scientists and UFO experts and stuff getting killed, and all this stuff going on, and some of them taking their own lives. Is this a situation where this person is in that camp? Is this something, like, is there some Ben Gay Vultra going on here or something strange?
Mm.
Elizabeth Minton, thanks for becoming a channel member. Can you guys let me know if you can hear all the audio from the news in the background or not right now? I'm trying to hear both, but I don't want you to hear it at the same time we're talking. So let me know if you can hear.
This has been a
The news
developing
is talking right
situation,
now.
and we're learning more by the minute.
Kelly, can you hear it?
I'm Austin Westfall.
Yes, I can hear it.
We are
Okay.
seeing the president
I
step
don't think
out
it's supposed to be heard
Let's
at the moment,
listen
but that's right.
live.
StreamYard, yay.
after
Oh, here we go.
White House Correspondents.
Here we go.
All right, this is it.
Very unexpected,
Buckle up.
but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that He was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different.
Sell it.
Today, we need levels of
Ballroom. I said it.
But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the D.C. police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I ask that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President JD Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help him. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche to come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out. You've been very responsible. So Todd Blanche, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash. And then you're going to go on. We can ask, I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay, but it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know, could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the president just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There's federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job, and I don't want to get ahead of them and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago, and everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job. I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage. And I want to thank President Trump for his words, and I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you. Dr. Patel.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. President. The President's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country. And that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We are conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please note what the Attorney General has just said reigns no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty, because we have leadership here with the president, the vice president that backs law enforcement, and the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews. If you have any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there. And if any of those individuals have information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started, and we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure that we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General and Homeland Secretary Merlin, thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do a couple, and then we go to the chair. Madam Chairman, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. Okay. And after that, it's very tough for her to ask a killer question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly. Yeah. And I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually. It's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact, we were sitting right next to each other, First Lady on my right, and I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. But we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner, and I am ready, willing, and able. And I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said one. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter? Go ahead.
In the New York Post,
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report
in the New York Post
assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you? Think this keeps happening to you.
Well, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country, and there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink indoor?
No. Well, but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. He charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what did you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn literally by the time he was there. They were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. I'm not going to be, I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people.
Target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy, and you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table. Who knows? But we had we had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, they acted incredibly. No, we've had no. There was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political
I'll tell you that.
motivations from this?
Whether by tomorrow or the next day, he's in custody, and they asking him they asking him a lot of questions. I guess they're going over, Todd, and they're already at his apartment. He lives in California.
Yes, sir.
And they're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say any allege some type of motive here?
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. They had him down. He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. Before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detainees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that, I think. Absolutely. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran?
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. You, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You had the First Lady with you today. What felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening?
Well, I can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job. In my opinion, a much better job than Butler. Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there. But even Butler, we had our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards, one shot, and he was gone. And if he didn't do it now, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that. Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards without any notice, nobody knew. He heard a sound. He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know the story very well. And he aimed, he fired. And if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and 2 people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so in a sense, that was pretty amazing, the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot. As you know, they should have had that covered. Tonight, they had everything covered very quickly. And he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. He hadn't anywhere close to breach the doors of the ballroom. The ballroom was sealed, and everybody in there. That's why once those doors opened, they didn't want to do tonight. If the doors weren't opened, we could have probably done it tonight. But I think we're much better off rescheduling. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, for you and perhaps law enforcement as well, what is the level of confidence that this was a lone actor? And has the suspect made any statements to police while in custody?
Yeah, I think it's just it's not my profession. We have great professionals up here and outside that have been working with us. My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job. These are crazy people. And they have to be dealt with. We had that in the second attempt, as you know, and he's spending life in prison. Because if you let him out, they'll probably, if he serves 10 years or 15 years, you let him out, he'll probably try it again with somebody else. They're sick people. We have a lot of sick people. But you're going to know, I think very shortly, you're going to know, Todd, a lot about him. You're going to know a lot about him. Yeah, a couple of more. Yeah, please go ahead.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession. You know, I tell the story, race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous. So if you take 1% and then take about 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily, they die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take about the same 10% of 1%, much less than 1%, but if you take presidents, it's 5.8%, and about 8% are shot at. So nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me, maybe I wouldn't have run. Maybe I would have said, I'll take a pass. No, it's a dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job. As part of the job, it is a dangerous, I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous, but I love the country and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the job we've done. You see what's happened. We have a great country. We've got, I think, the most successful, the hottest country anywhere in the world. This happened over a period of just a year, and we're going to do great things, but with that come risks. There's no question about it. Yeah.
To that end, I mean, there's been so much political violence, not just aimed at yourself, but at other members of Congress, state house speakers, you name it. Is that just the cost of doing business to do politics in America anymore?
Yeah, well,
what does that say about our country?
Yeah, we're not the only country. You look at this great violence with all countries. I was talking to somebody from another country today, and they have numerous assassinations of political figures all over the world. You look at South America, it's like some of the numbers are just horrific. It's dangerous stuff, whether it's here or someplace else. No country is immune. No country. Good question.
Will we turn that temperature down at this point?
Well, probably if I decided to just not do much, if I let everybody rip us off and take advantage of us. Look, we're leading the world in trade now. We're leading the world in the military. We're the greatest military in the world. I rebuilt it in my first term, and now we use it because we have no choice. We can't let, as an example, Iran, we can't let them get a nuclear weapon. Everything will be peanuts compared to that if they ever were given a nuclear weapon, and they'd use it too. Marco and I were talking about it today. They would use it without even hesitation. We can't do that. It was a shame. I said, oh boy, look at the numbers. We just broke 50,000 in the Dow. We just broke 7,000 in the S&P. They said we couldn't do it in 7 years, in 5 years, 4 years. They were saying maybe in 5 or 6 years. And we did it in 1 year. And I called everybody together. I called all of these people and others, and I said, we have to take a little journey. I say to do this. We just had the great number. We just broke 50,000. Wasn't supposed to happen during my term. Wasn't reachable. We did it in 1 year. And I said, we're going to have to make a journey to Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't do it. We had the B-2 bombers take them out. I terminated in the first term the Obama agreement, the Iran nuclear agreement, which was a disaster. That was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have used it. They would have used it 100%. So, when you do things like that, you become a target. If I wasn't doing that, I guess I'd be a lot less of a target. But I'm honored to be. Okay, one more question. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. Did you know how the gun was brought into the hotel? And also, how does this event impact you as the leader of our country? Do you think it will change your
I like not to think about it.
After this is done, I pulled a bunch of posts and I have a bunch of information and pictures and all kinds of stuff. So after he's done here in a few minutes, we'll jump over and show the clips.
Cases, to be honest with you, I'm not a basket case. I really take it as it is. I do it for the country. I'm not doing it for any other reason. I have a first lady who's doing a terrific job. She loves the country, and she recognizes it better than anybody. She's told me numerous times. She said, you are in a dangerous job, but that goes along with her too. I mean, it's dangerous for her too. We sat there tonight, we heard that noise, and it was either a tray or a bullet. I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't. And again, we had some very brave people doing a great job, so we're very proud of them and happy with them. I just want to thank everybody. They will be able to give you all that information as to the names and everything else. I think we released the names already. Most of you would have it, but his name. We appreciate it. I see so many tuxedos and beautiful dresses. It was a little different evening than we thought, but we're going to do it again, and we have a great chairman who we're so proud of, and we have to make it better. We'll make it safer, I guess, right? But we're going to make it even better. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
President Trump, can we hear from her about how impactful this was? Can we hear from her about?
Well, honey, would you want to say something?
Okay.
Right.
Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive. All of us are alive today. What is the message that you want to give to the world that this should change? What corrective measures can we take from here on?
Well, all you can do, look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted, they can make trouble. I would say, Pete, right? You know, they can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ, and they're nuts. So it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Well, look, it was proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards, and he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. It was very impressive the way they got him, because a lot of people would be looking and saying, you know, it's like a weird feeling, and they would let him get through, but they didn't let him get through. They drew those guns so fast. They looked like Matt Dillon. They looked like somebody that knew what they were doing, and we really do. But it comes with the territory. And if you want to do a great job, I really believe that. And you take a look at what's happened to some of our greatest presidents, and it doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so, based on what we know. But we're going to continue to do a great job. That's all I can do. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Extraordinary circumstances. As a White House briefing room full of White House correspondents left the White House correspondents.
Okay, so this is something about the sheriff or the police or someone was supposed to do some kind of, some kind of update. Maybe they'll talk more about this guy, Cole, or whatever. So I'm going to pull that aside and see if I can, I'll watch that over here separately. And if they move to something like that, then I will bring that up and move it over. But in the meantime, let's go over these clips.
There's been a lot of interesting things popping up on X in the meantime as Trigger is pulling those up. We've got the cyber sleuths are on it.
Yeah. So here's what we're looking at. So we'll go through this. And obviously, if you guys are new coming in here, make sure you hit that like. I have to sneeze. Give me 1 second. Whew. It's like the sneeze that wants to come, but it's not coming. One of those
Look
sneezes.
into the light. Look into the light. That's what always does the trick for me. Oh.
All right. Okay. All right. So here's the supposed suspect, and we'll see some other images of him. White House correspondent shooting has been identified as 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen from Torrance, California. Caltech graduate, engineering degree in 2017, masters, all that stuff. So smart person. Currently in custody, which is interesting if you see what happened, because he would have had to have gotten shot. I mean, I don't know. We'll look at it here in a second. But here's the guy. He looks, fairly normal-ish, I guess. Looks like a normal everyday person. Sometimes you look at people and you're like, yeah, they're psychotic, but I don't get that vibe from him. We had protesters out front. I know I asked that question, and some of you were saying that you weren't aware of that, but this is the kind of signs they had. Death to tyrant. Death to all of them. right? This is the kind of stuff that these people had. So I would not be surprised if the person that ran in there and was shooting had something to do with these people, and they were supposed to be an additional distraction and help them get in, right? Obviously, that's speculation. But here's when he got arrested. So they have him face down, took some pictures. Originally, it was reported that he was nude. I can't really tell if he's wearing pants or not, but definitely no shirt. And they might have ripped his shirt off of him when they were checking him for stuff. We don't know that. This is Mike Johnson being taken out by his agents. And we'll get to that here in a second. But, you know, it was pretty chaotic, right? Like we had people running around with their guns out, long guns, pistols, and everything else.
Stay back, stay back, stay back.
He gets his pistol out right there. Secret Service.
Wait for the side. Wait for the side. Wait for the side. All right. Nobody go this way. Get it back quick.
So obvious questions, you know, how did he get close enough to get to Secret Service? But I mean, he didn't get much past the metal detector. So he sprinted in pretty quick, and we're going to see that here in a second. We had guys running around, you know, they had their long guns, police, multiple levels of security. This is after. Early reports said that he was dead. He is not, as far as we know at this point. We have, apparently people can't get their coats. They can't go in and retrieve their stuff. If they left cell phones and stuff, it's all just left inside. They just made everyone leave. This is Trump returning to the White House afterwards, before his brief. This is the woman I was talking about earlier. I believe she is part of this protest, but she's the one that was saying that Trump needs to be, 25th Amendment, and they need to impeach him, and they had over 1 million signatures. This is that woman.
Stay behind the perimeter. Do not.
She rushed his limo. Play stupid games.
Yes, back up.
Win stupid prizes. That would have been Keli Rabon back in the day. Activist.
No, I don't play stupid games. No. I don't play stupid games. I might speak up, but I speak with tact.
Yeah. But this is interesting too. So we had ambulances, helicopters on scene, which I think was more about a caution, because I don't think anyone actually, mostly no one is dead or shot. Besides that, well, I guess that police officer. But he had a bulletproof vest on, and they said he's going to be fine. This is Erica Kirk. They said she was pretty traumatized by this, and this is her as she's walking past. They recorded her.
I just want to go fly.
She says she just
Wearing a
wants to go home.
microphone? Was she just wearing a microphone for that too? I mean, like with all of the noise, it's just, you can hear her voice just so perfectly. I just want to go home.
I mean, if it's a boom mic on the camera, it was pointing right at her. But the other part of that too is people were saying that obviously she had that TPUSA event that supposedly she got a threat at, right? And then she canceled and didn't show up, but Vance was there, and they're saying that this is like her way of making up for that. This is when Vance was evacuated. I find it interesting they took Vance first and Trump was second. Did you see that?
Wait, replay that again?
So at the very beginning of this, pause.
Oh,
there we
I
go.
see. Yes, right there. Okay,
So
can you?
Vance is here. Trump is further back. They take Vance first. Trump's still sitting there, just hanging out. They're sitting behind Trump. Then he gets up right there, and he falls, trips. I'm not sure what happens there.
Wait, and then that's the woman. We hadn't figured out what her name is yet, right? But she's maybe head of the White House press corps.
Yeah, she might have organized it all or something.
Because I mean, clearly she's in the press. Maybe she's a print photographer or a print journalist or on radio. I just don't recognize her face. But since she was in the press briefing a few minutes ago, I assume that she's a member of the media.
And the enforcer basically saying what everyone else is thinking. How the heck does a lunatic get into the entrance of the White House correspondent event like they just did tonight? Seems like a pretty big security breach considering global tensions right now. We have multiple layers of people that were, again, protesting. Multiple layers of that. This is Carolyn Leavitt. I played this earlier, but for some of the new people, I'll play it again. But basically, she literally says there will be shots fired before it happened.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
All right, let's switch over to the press conference with the police.
He was transported to a local hospital for treatment. He seems to be in good spirits at this time. The suspect in this case, he was not struck by gunfire. However, he was transported to a local hospital to be evaluated. Again,
okay, so he was never shot.
In the investigation, we have members of the United States Secret Service, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the FBI here to continue to investigate this matter. But at this point, it does appear he is a lone actor, a lone gunman. There does not appear to be any sort of danger to the public at this time. However, we are continuing to investigate this matter. At this point, I will turn it over to, I believe, the FBI.
In the show, in the video there. Oh, they already switched.
Hi, good evening. I'm Darren Cox.
I have it on my X, too.
Yeah, I do, too, in that list we were just going through.
The American public should be proud of the quick response and heroic actions from law enforcement officers tonight to keep the American public safe. Their actions are absolutely heroic. The public should also rest assured that there will be no stone unturned during this investigation. The FBI currently has our Joint Terrorism Task Force here on scene, along with our criminal division, our crisis response team, and agents from across the country are working on any leads that may come in this investigation. Anyone with tips in this investigation should call 1-800-CALL-FBI. Thank you.
Director Kern.
Thank you.
My name is Sean Kern, I'm the Director of the Secret Service. Tonight, we saw exactly what our brave men and women do each and every day to protect our protectees. It's not easy, and I will tell you that they performed admirably. We got to see what they do, and that individual, when he charged a checkpoint, was apprehended. It shows that our multi-layered protection works, and I'm grateful to our partners that help assist us with building these sites and protecting these sites. Very fortunate that this officer is alive, is being observed, and I'm grateful that the president reached out to this officer and spoke with him earlier. I ask everybody to pray for him and all of our officers and agents that were involved, and I will tell you, we will continue with the mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Shapiro.
I'm Janine
Did you say
Shapiro,
judge?
I'm the United States Attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
Okay.
the defendant is being charged with 2 counts, 924C, using a firearm during a crime of violence, and a second crime under 111, which is assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Now, as you all know, there was an individual, a uniformed Secret Service officer, who was shot. And fortunately, he is doing all right and he will be fine. But it is clear, based upon what we know so far, that this individual was intent on doing as much harm and as much damage as he could. And thankfully, because of the checkpoint right outside the ballroom, where thousands of people were situated to hear the President of the United States, because that checkpoint worked, there was no one who was injured when it was clear where this defendant was going. Now, I want to make one comment. As a participant, someone who was in the ballroom, who came this evening to be part of a very lovely event at the White House Correspondents Dinner, I, for the first time, was in a situation where there were shots fired, shots heard, and a whole room went silent. When I lifted my head And when I looked up, every law enforcement officer was out there as we all had our heads down, thousands of them. These are the men and women every day who do what they do silently, and they do it with courage and with dignity. Thank God for our partners, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Metropolitan Police. All of them tonight acted so quickly that they prevented what could have been a horrific event where we were all sitting there in one room. The defendant will be arraigned on Monday in federal district court. But make no mistake, there will be many more charges based upon the information that we are learning in this very fluid situation. Thank you.
We'll take a few questions. Right here in the front, right here in the front.
Confirm that the suspect is specifically targeting the president, and is he talking to law enforcement now?
Chief.
Sure. So at this point, what we know is we know the individual charged the checkpoint with a firearm in his hand. We know he was running in the direction of the ballroom that the president was in, as well as other cabinet members. So what his specific motivation was, we can't say at this point. However, as we continue to investigate that, we'll continue to work towards that.
Chief, when you say
here,
there seems to have been a lack of authorization to come to this event. Was this a failure on the Secret Service?
I mean, what we have here is a multi-layered approach. The director spoke about it. We have officers on the outside from the Metropolitan Police Department, along with the escort. The inside portion of any presidential site is handled by the Secret Service and law enforcement partners. This is a multi-layered approach. The point of this checkpoint is to intercept individuals that were there. And what we see in this case is when he reached that checkpoint, Secret Service agents and law enforcement engaged him immediately. They were able to bring him into custody and prevent anyone from being harmed.
Chief Carroll, right here.
Chief Carroll, can you tell us if you found a vehicle associated with the suspect, and are you or the FBI conducting any search warrants either on a vehicle or locations here or elsewhere around the country?
Sure, Mark. So as you can imagine, this is very early in the investigation. So, things we're digging into is his background, vehicles. Those are all things that the FBI, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the Secret Service are working together jointly to determine, is there anything else that's available? So I would imagine as we continue to go through this investigation, there will be additional search warrants and things of that nature as the investigation progresses.
Is the suspect known to law enforcement?
At this point, he was not known to the Metropolitan Police Department. I can tell you that.
Right here.
Chief, there are multiple other parties and events happening associated with this weekend tonight. Is there any reason to believe that there will be security concerns at those events? Are there preparations being made locally to protect those attendees?
Yeah, absolutely not. So we have no indication. This is an isolated incident with one individual is the information that we do have. However, we do have additional officers across the city that are giving special attention. We do know there were some after parties and events that are planned that we will be providing coverage for those events.
Yep.
The president said that this is not a particularly secure building. Do you agree with that assessment?
I'm not exactly 100% familiar with this building. I do know in this incident tonight, I know there was a security plan that was developed by the Secret Service that the Metropolitan Police Department assisted with, and I know that security plan did work this evening.
Right here.
Thank you so much. Do you know specifically if President Trump was a target of this attack?
And can you speak to their reporting about the suspect assembling a long weapon to get into the ballroom?
Yes, as we said before, we do know the president was inside the ballroom. We know there was cabinet members and many guests in there. Who specifically he was targeting at this point, that's part of the investigation. We do know that he was armed with a shotgun when he ran through that checkpoint. So that would look like a long weapon in video.
All right.
Oh, shotgun. Interesting.
Earlier you said there was an exchange of gunfire. Did the suspect fire any shots? And did the uniformed officer, do you know yet which weapon he was shot?
Yeah, obviously we're only a couple hours into this incident, so we don't have that level of information. The FBI's evidence response team is here. They're processing the scene. So as the investigation develops, all that information will be figured out with the ballistics. The ATF is also on scene here with us.
So the suspect did or did not fire a shot?
Sure. So again, it's very preliminary information. We do believe he did.
Is that dude like 7 feet tall, or is it just me?
The shell casings will be able to get more information as we
Keli, you're muted.
more evidence. We're very early in the investigation.
He's insanely tall.
Right here, and one more over here.
Thank you so much. So the president said that he wants there to be another event within 30 days. Given what happened tonight, do you have any sense of what additional security measures might be put in place to ensure that something similar does not happen again?
Sure. I'll toss it to the Secret Service.
Yep, this is what we plan for every day. So we take each and every case and we evaluate it. and we do site
He
assessments.
forgot his cape.
And that's why we go out and build these sites per what the event is, and that's how we go about our business.
So will there be any changes or added measures given that this did happen?
We're going to have to evaluate this evening.
Thank you. Chief,
I understand. Is there any indication how the suspect got into the hotel? Was it a guest here? Are you searching rooms here?
Sure. So preliminary information, we do believe he was a guest here at the hotel. We have secured a room here in the hotel. And again, we'll go through the appropriate procedures to determine what was inside there. But that is secured. At this point, like I said, we believe he is the only suspect in this case.
Okay, to jump on that question, I understand the multi-approach to security, but to walk in with a weapon of that caliber and get all the way to the ballroom, which is on the lower level, seems to be quite an extraordinary feat. How does that happen?
Sure. So again, I mean, we're very early in the investigation, so we'll have to determine, we'll go through video across the hotel to figure out how the gun got in, how it got down here. Those things will come through the investigation. At this point, we don't have that level of detail.
Okay, last one. Yes, video appears to show the president falling down when he's being escorted out. Was he injured at all during his evacuation?
No, we don't have any information that he was injured.
Could you clarify how he was detained? If he was not shot, could you clarify how he was detained?
Sure. So law enforcement in right here in this very area, they actually tackled him to the ground and handcuffed him.
Can you release his name? Were in the hospital? Can you give us his name?
Not at this time. We will release his name, Mark, once we have all the information. Again, we're still running a lot of things down.
How many people in the hospital?
In the hospital, so we have the Uniform Division Secret Service officer who's being evaluated at the hospital who took a round to the vest, and the suspect is being evaluated, but he was not struck by gunfire.
U.S. Attorney Bureau, are you looking at any terrorism charges?
Well, as the chief just indicated, we're very early in this investigation, but make no mistake, if there is anything like that, we will find it and we will file it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Attorney Puro, Mayor Bowser, DC Police, giving an update on what we know so far after the shooting incident at the White House Correspondents Dinner.
All right.
Hey, in the private chat, Trigger, I had posted something that is a Fox News clip that we've had some folks both DM me and request in the chat. And it involves Caroline Leavitt's husband leaning over and mentioning something to a Fox reporter. If you could pull that one up. I haven't been able to listen to it yet, but there have been a lot of requests for it.
All right. Looks like it's this one here.
Yep.
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me. And, right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened. And then he kind of leaned over and said, I watched you on TV. You do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some.
Interesting.
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone.
How convenient on timing for that. So he was saying something to her. Her phone cuts out. She's basically spilling the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Let's see if there's anything else. Hold on.
And on Fox, of all places,
especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time.
And remember, the Fox also was pushing all day long how amazing Erica Kirk was and how great all that stuff is in TPUSA and how she was radiant and had all these, images and video and stuff out.
Oh, yeah. And then I also... Go ahead.
It seems like a PR campaign almost.
Yeah, well, I think it's been seeming like a PR campaign since for the last almost 8 months. Yes, there you go. I sent you this of Dana White, the CEO of UFC. As you'll know or may know, President Trump has been paying a lot of attention to UFC.
Well, he always has, but they were also going to have the UFC at the White House at some point. But
well, and also they're bringing in UFC to train FBI agents how to fight. in-person combat.
Inside, they started all of a sudden it just started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly?
I was sitting. We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president was.
Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something.
So he loved every minute of it. Adrenaline junkie.
He was down for it. He's like, "Where's round 2?" Okay, and then the other one that I wanted to mention was Andrew Colvett.
Yeah, that's in this list I have over here.
Okay, perfect. Take it away.
Just looking at chat here really quick. Okay, interesting. Yeah, if you guys see bots or anything, or people causing problems, mods, feel free to time out and boot people. You have that power. All right, let's see. Hey, Base Taz, haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? This is the motorcade heading back to the White House afterwards. This is, again, protesters. A lot of people didn't know there were protesters there at all. There were quite a few. And they were saying things like, "Death to them all." Death to who all, right? It's pretty extreme. When you call this actually reminds me more of like Death to America. That's kind of the vibe that I get from this. Not that they're Iranian or anything, but okay, now this is the footage. This is where the guy, he sprints in. You'll see him here. Let me full screen it. So you'll see him. He comes running in down this hallway here, and he sprints and shoots this guy right here in the chest. And you'll see this guy kind of like wince and pull back. And then you'll see the guy just flies past, and apparently they tackled him. And then multiple officers you'll see pull out their gun. It was fast.
Shall I post it as soon as he passed down?
So he was already tackled at this point. But watch. There. Oh, let me see if I don't know if I can do frame by frame on this. I don't think I can. You can see a long gun right there. And he appears to hit this guy as he runs past. Boom. You see that guy pulled his gun out and then kind of fell back.
Shall I post it as soon as he passed?
Yeah, kind of crazy. I mean, he's lucky he got tackled because he was about to get lit up by like 10 officers at the same time. So very interesting. But then we have this kind of stuff. Social media influencer Deborah Lee, who has met with Benjamin Netanyahu, falsely claims the White House Correspondents' Dinner had no security. Well, we clearly saw there, they had a bunch of security. They had like 10 officers hanging out right there at the metal detectors, the magnometer, and the guy runs in past him and flies, and they still caught him. Right.
But if there was an influencer, though, I mean, I'm not saying that we should put all our stock in that, but I'm curious as to what she had to say, because there could have been, you would hope that they would have every potential entrance, sort of cornered off, but it could conveniently not have been the case, right? I don't think we can assume anything these days, sadly.
Well, it makes you wonder, because if this is the magnometer and there's officers there, the Secret Service there, and he sprinted up to them with the long gun out, how did what was happening up to that point? What's happening outside the building? Usually you would have snipers on the roof, the helicopter, military, police, and Secret Service on the perimeter.
It's a hotel. Like, who's to say that he wasn't already there as a guest? I mean, had they blocked out the entire hotel and made sure that, there was no one at all in the hotel prior to
the president and the vice president were there. That's protocol. Yes. They basically locked the whole thing down. So I'm not really buying that he just casually ran through. All right. This is
so really horrible setup.
Oh, let me full screen this for you guys. So this is her. She's saying, hold on, let me get this thing out of my way here. Shooter at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shooter is dead. Thank you, Secret Service. She does a little duck face, little selfie.
So people are saying that he was a guest at the hotel. I don't know how they're.
Yeah, I know he was staying there.
That already, but okay.
Yeah. They said that in the press conference, that they were going through his room and stuff. So he was actually staying there.
So I mean, so yeah, like there could have been multiple entrances to the exact location of the hotel's ballroom, is what I'm saying.
Still, with Secret Service and multiple layers of military and police there's no way they just have the lobby wide open to anyone to come in and do anything they want. So, so strange.
If it's a false flag situation.
Well, we don't know. I mean, false flags.
We're just posing questions. I'm here to just ask questions. That's all.
How did somebody get a gun into the White House Correspondents' Dinner? Honestly, as somebody who went, there was no security. You just showed your ticket and you were able to completely get in. There was just no pat downs, no metal detectors, nothing going on. So,
no metal detectors, she says. Boop. So something's going on here. We have one side saying that there's no metal detectors, no security, no one's doing anything. We have this video obviously showing metal detectors, and the guy gets, barely past maybe 50 feet, something like that. So I don't know. It's interesting. If it is a false flag, for sure, something strange about it.
Really horrible setup, and I just don't even understand how that was a thing when the United States president was going to speak, who has already had assassination attempts on his life. So really crazy.
Really crazy. This is more footage showing people running around, getting crazy. Military center want to get down, pointing guns at everyone. Cuss word, apparently.
Left, down the stairs. Where? Where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Where's the crossfire? Look out!
Bro, somebody go.
So this is when they're sweeping. So they're going through trying to figure out where the shots came from, where the person might be, and all that kind of stuff from the other side of the hotel, not on the side where they actually tackled them and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I can imagine if you were there, your adrenaline is definitely pumping. And here's Andrew Colvett. He was there as well. I don't know if anyone else was besides him and Erica, but we'll see what they have to say.
All right. Well, I'm at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's my first one, and pretty eventful. It looks like a gentleman was shot somewhere. If I give you, there's lobby. It's the noise came from that way. Here's the stage where the president was, and JD Vance, and the noise came from directly back that way. And next thing I know, everybody's ducking for cover. We hid underneath the table. Pretty terrifying stuff, especially everything we've been gone through. So I guess the gentleman was shot, fatally shot, and we are still crammed in here. But it looks like they just opened these doors, and Nerd Prom is about to exit the Washington Hilton here in Washington, D.C. All right, stay safe and pray for peace, pray for this country. God bless you guys.
And we heard this from several people. Initially, everyone was saying he got shot and was dead. We heard that from basically everyone there. And even the police and stuff up front were saying that he was shot and dead. And then, even on Fox News, they're like, oh, he's alive? What? And they're like shocked. Like, we heard he was shot. So, I don't know. Interesting how everyone gets like a selfie out. Like, we were just here. We were shot at, whatever. Like, I don't know. Seems very casual, right? Seems like a very casual thing.
Very. And to see like the Dana White thing, that was just so strange to me. I mean, I guess he's the kind of guy who would get amped up by something quote unquote exciting, like that adrenaline rush. But
I've known a lot of people that's how their nerves go to. Like, so some people, it's like the fight, flight, or freeze or whatever, like those different things.
Fawn. Yeah. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn.
So his seems like he's fight. Like he's like excited about it. He wants to, like he wants to be in there. It could also be an act. He could be terrified and he's just saying that stuff to keep his like, he's like, oh, it was amazing. It's awesome. I didn't even go down. I stood up. I was like ready to fight and like shoot the guy or whatever. So kind of interesting. Right. Yeah. Selling violence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will say
can't lose any street cred. Can't lose any street cred by acting scared.
This is the guy. He's actually on the ground, and this is the video of when they have him down. like they said in the press conference, he didn't get shot, apparently. Right here. That's his legs covered.
Silver foil floor. Got it. No.
Heat blanket of some sort.
Right, silver foil. Top of the stairs. Got it.
So pretty casual, right? Like for having just ran in there and shot an officer. He gets tackled and then looks like he's maybe handcuffed and there's one guy above him just hanging out. It's just like, I don't know. Like I've seen, so I don't know if anyone knows about this, but I live in Nebraska and there was an officer that got shot and killed. We didn't know he was dead at the time, but he got shot and killed about a week and a half ago. And there was about probably 50 cop cars and hundreds of officers that showed up and were ready to just like wipe everyone out. So for something like this seems pretty chill for someone, shooting an officer, first of all, and then doing it at the White House Correspondents event. But I don't know. Maybe he was calm and went down easy, and I don't know. It just seems weird. Seems weird to me. Mm-hmm. All of this, they're all too calm. We have the selfie people. There was a shooting that just happened. We're all okay, but I was like, wow. People were doing crazy stuff, and then he's laying there just like snoring, sleeping. Trump is like, well, they tried to kill me again, but they only do it to people that are interesting in making changes in the world. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah. And then, and then he's standing in the back behind Cash and he's barely got his eyes open. I mean, goodness gracious.
Well,
he's ready
he works
for a
hard
nap now.
He works hard.
That's right.
I want to see if they have any updates on the live. I doubt there are, but I just want to check really quick.
Did you show the closer up photo of the Cole guy's face from the ground?
I did, but I'll do it again.
Okay.
Where's it at? I know there's some new people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like as well. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Keli Rabon as well. Last name is Rabon. This is the guy here. This is him actually down. You can see multiple officers, Secret Service around him. His shirt's off. When he ran in, his shirt wasn't off. So I'm assuming they tackled him, ripped his shirt off, and checked for knives and guns and bombs and everything else really quick. And another angle. But we're going to look at something else here too. He's actually, this is him here. So he's like a master's in, science. He has multiple science degrees and stuff like that. Really, apparently really smart guy. And someone said he worked for some kind of, jet propulsion lab or something similar. And we know we have all this stuff going on with the UFOs and the scientists that are getting taken out. And I've heard is like 3 new ones today. It's up to like 23 or 24. Mm-hmm. He's from Torrance, California, mechanical engineer, Caltech. There was another, I thought there was another picture where he's a teacher. Oh, that's a separate image. Hold on, let me pull that up. It is an image that I did a screenshot of. This right here. Let me see. Can I swap these? There we go. So he was Teacher of the Month, Cole Allen, C2 Education for Torrance, California. Congratulations to Cole Allen from C2 Education of Torrance on being honored as our December Teacher of the Month. So he was changing lives, inspiring people, high academic. So what's his real backstory? Who's he associated with? What groups is he in? Was he radicalized? I mean, there's so many questions when this kind of stuff happens. So
Iron Maiden said, did he eat at DQ earlier? Get it?
I do. Was he wearing was he wearing skater shoes? Was he wearing Vans?
Yeah, Converse. Converse.
Oh yeah, they all look the same to me.
Yeah, don't switch it up, okay?
Converse. Are you not entertained? Yeah. Maybe it's a furry. Oh no, let's not do that.
Oh, I know. Leave the furries alone. Y'all don't want to make me talk about furries all over again.
Keli is very into furries.
I am the resident. I am not. I just seem to be the only person in this, I don't know, sphere of Charlie Kirk investigative folks who's willing to say that I have a friend who at least is, I have no idea. This was like 10 years ago, but a furry. So anyway, I'm the only person who will admit it.
Let's do a poll based on all the details we've seen so far. Is this legit? And especially since the officer didn't get hurt, which is obviously good. Yeah, let's just see what you guys think. Is this legitimate?
Labella is sending me a teddy bear. Thank you very much.
The fur is flying. Let's see. Dang, jet's flying quick. All right, let's see. Jordan Henshaw, fact check true. There's no evidence that he was a furry. I mean, he was wearing like a pajama hoodie thing. It wasn't necessarily like a furry is a whole different thing, right? Right, Kelly?
It is an entirely different thing, you guys. We are talking like full-blown like mascot costumes almost, okay? We are not just talking like one little hoodie with some fur on it.
Erica Kirk says, Kelly, you aren't the only chick that enjoys EDM.
Hey, you can catch me at whenever I do make it out of the house, besides doing kids stuff, my go-to is to go to an EDM show, even if I go by myself.
All right, let's see. I just want to see if there's any updates from them here.
Individuals that he may have been ramping up with online to get him to this point.
We appreciate you being generous with your time tonight. Hal Kemper is a retired Marine intelligence officer and host of the Strat podcast. You can listen to Strat anywhere podcasts are available. Thanks, Hal.
Thanks, Austin.
All right, about 20 minutes to midnight on the East Coast. We thought we had some White House Correspondents Dinner coverage that was going to be a couple hours long and ended up turning into a 4-hour-long breaking news marathon. A live look at the White House where the president is safe, vice president is safe, and as the Secret Service said fairly quickly after this incident happened, all of their protectees are completely unharmed. It's time for us here at Live Now to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, they're going to do their music. Okay, so make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you follow Keli Rabon on X, YouTube, and Instagram. It's KELIRABON.
Thank you.
And if you want to get a hold of me, tag me at X, TriggerSmart HQ, or you can send an email to engcwarrior@gmail.com. And for Kelly, it's kelly@kellyrabon.com. And if you are not already subscribed, consider it. A lot of stuff we do, we cover a lot of different investigative stuff. I'm going to be doing like a lot more true crime documentaries and things here in the future. Obviously, I do firearms instruction and stuff as well. But this is interesting. I was not this was not on my bingo card for tonight.
Not on mine either. Definitely not. Although I was just a little distracted because I just saw, thank you, because someone had sent this to me. This was from Tyler Boyer. And I just put this link for you in the private chat. But it's Tyler Boyer from TPUSA saying some people last week were questioning reports of serious nature on the way to the TPUSA event. I hope now people understand the security hazards outside or even near perimeters. You should never listen to people who mocked the idea that people want us all dead.
So
how did we know that they were going to then turn around and make this about a way for them to justify Erica's
two things. There's definitely political violence, even outside of any of this, any possible false flags and stuff like that. But this is also interesting considering the timing of her threat that she had the other day. So there's two sides of this. Like, was there a actual legitimate threat outside of the event, maybe a threat somewhere else, like where she was taken off from or landing or something like that? And but clearly, I mean, we don't know who this was targeting. This was just this was a correspondence dinner with thousands of people, and the gunman didn't even get to the people. So who was the gunman going after?
Maybe it was just too loud down there, and he was calling and nobody was making this event be quiet. He had to go take matters into his own hands. I don't know. But also the other thing is that like TPUSA in the past, like it's no surprise that political violence has been a growing issue, even if you want to just take from the time of Butler forward. Okay. And if Charlie, again, was having these very serious concerns about safety, death threats, etc., why in the world would you have an open air event with no specific entrance, not checking tickets? This was back on 9/10 at UVU, not checking tickets, not having people come through and go through bag checks, any pat downs, anything like that whatsoever. It was a free-for-all. It's like at that point we were in 2025. You can't just say, oh, well, we learned our lesson now. No, because we've had these kinds of things happen many times.
Apparently right now, staged is trending on X.
Ooh.
So a lot of people feel like this was set up ahead of time. What the heck? Yeah, I'm
What?
I'm just looking through people's posts and what they're saying about this whole thing. Obviously we want people to be safe. We don't want anyone attacking our leadership and stuff like that, and we want to make sure that no one got hurt. But Barron just posted here. He said, can someone get a Google Trends result for Cole Allen or Cole Thomas Allen? Exclude today. Try different time periods. Make sure you pick up 2023 and a few of them. Try different jurisdictions. The usual ones. I'm away from my computer. Curious what's out there. Let's see if anything actually came up here. Let's see. Oh, wait. I got to read what it said. It said, I know you said to exclude today, but odd. It's an hour before the dinner starts and an hour and a half before shots ring out. So 6:56 Eastern, which is, what time is that? 5 Central. Yeah, so about 5 Central. So they're saying that it was before and after, just before and after on Google Trends. What's this show here? Let's see, interest over time, Cole Thomas Allen, October, what? September through October, September to September 2025. I'm not sure what that one's searching for specifically. Interest over time. There's a peak before 2020. What? I don't think there's a show on much.
I'm going to do a check too, but I personally don't find Google Trends to be super reliable, but that's just my experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people poke holes in it.
Long before, this case or anything like that. Back in my reporter days, we would use Google Trends to see if people in our area cared about a topic, if anyone had really had any interest in something, see how it was resonating, but not as something to kind of hang your hat on.
So this is what someone just showed. This is interest over time, Cole Thomas Allen. This is from, let's see. This is from today. So before 6 a.m., I don't know what, maybe 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something, there was a huge spike searching for this person's apparently. And then multiple more spikes, like 6 a.m., 8 a.m., and then around noon today, according to this post. So, I mean, what was that movie, Minority Report, that Tom Cruise was in? And they would see the crime before it happened and arrest people ahead of time. I mean, is that what Google Trends is going to be? Are there 3 psychics sitting in there and, seeing these searches and letting us know who's going to commit a crime later on?
Maybe. I mean, if they're not already doing that, probably psychics of YouTube should get on that. It could be some big business there.
Yeah. So I think this is the main one that people were showing. So a ton of spikes before 6 a.m. and then a couple more spikes around noon. And now you see it's got a huge spike at the end because everyone's looking right now. But it's interesting. It just happens to be there. Really quick for everyone. Moon Goddess 1282. Thanks for being a member for 3 months. Matt is awesome. I'm my favorite podcaster. I wanted to pull this up because Moon Goddess just went through heart surgery and she had a pacemaker and some other work done. And she's healthy enough to be back with us in a pretty record time, within a day or two. So,
right. I'm thinking, wasn't that 2 days ago?
It was
3 days ago, a couple days ago.
yeah, the 24th. It
Yeah.
was yesterday. It was yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. I believe, 5 or 7 a.m.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I wanted everyone to pray for her for healing because obviously she still has that road ahead of her. So Moon Goddess will be praying for you for a full recovery, and you can keep being you can stay here and keep fighting with Nightbot. All right, let's go ahead. I don't see anything new coming in at the moment, so let's go to supers, and I'll keep an eye out if anything else comes on that's worth covering at the moment. But it seems like all the information we have is basically out there right now. And I'm watching Fox News, and they're just replaying the same stuff. They're just looping it. We have a lot of new channel members. Thanks for being the members. Jitterbug. Let's see. Mama Nana Love. EK should not be partying, but home with her fake kids. Thanks for the super. Allegretto clan. Thanks for the super. Thanks for covering Trigger. I know I could find my peeps in the comments. Let's see. You have to have a security clearance to bust the tables there. So staged. Interesting. Amanda Brewer, thanks for becoming a member. Let's see. I'm Jinxes. Thank you both for the live coverage. I'm a sub to both of your channels. Yeah, I was going to say thanks for being a channel member.
Thank you so much.
Lisa Peer, thanks for the super. They really think they are puppet masters. This is a movie we are watching. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that today. This one is you, Kelly.
Okay. Mozzie Mosquito, thank you so much for the super. Why was JD Vance grabbed and moved from his seat first before Trump? There's video showing this. Shouldn't it be the president at all costs? No sense. You guys, that was a pretty long period. It felt like a long period of time there between JD being taken and Trump being taken.
And the fact that no one was in front of him during that time.
Yeah.
Like usually they'd use their bodies and like block his body. But again, I think from some buddies and stuff I have that are kind of in the industry and security and stuff, I think they each have individual separate teams that are assigned to each person. So I think Vance's team just acted faster than Trump's team, possibly, or they just happen to be closer. I'm not sure exactly. You would think that Trump would have the closest team of everyone.
Yeah, very interesting.
Edge, thanks for the super. Shouldn't see the best of your team in Utah playing catch up now. Celtic RN8. Smells like Utah 2.0 to me, and I'm upwind and downwind. Anyone else smell bullshit? Thanks for the super. T. Carrots. This isn't a war. The last declaration of war was World War II. What they use now is called authorized use of military force, or what they call it, an armed conflict, I think is what they called it as well. Celtic RN8, another super, thank you. Here we go with the victim mentality. Gotta justify a weaponized police state, abuse of power, shaking my head. Remember, Trump just had that Truth Social post where he's talking about giving up rights and all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Kelly, are you able to find that? Can you see if you can find that really quick?
Sure. Let me see if I can find that.
Jitterbug, thanks for the super. Let's do Google Trends. Yeah. So Google Trends turned out to be something, right? There were some blips from, looks like maybe 3 in the morning through about noon. Celtic RN8, where is Joe Kent when they need him? He kind of disappeared, right? Like he kind of did his little initial stint. He was let go or whatever happened there. And then now I haven't heard about him really.
I mean, they might have told him, you better shut up or else. I don't know.
Maybe.
He was speaking up and then went quiet.
I don't know what language that little accent thing is from. Is it Fiddy Flat? I'm not sure exactly how to say that.
Oh, that was nice.
I thought it was creative. Oh, they did him IDF, stripped him down on belly. Is that how they do it? Thanks for the super.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I'm trying to find that exact post, by the way, before we get too far away from your point. You'll probably
find
Trump,
out X. Yeah.
Okay.
X
on
will be
X,
faster than anywhere else. Yeah.
But I'm reading something. This is Trump posted on Truth Social that he's, quote, willing to give up rights and privileges. to renew FISA, the law that lets the government spy on Americans without a warrant.
That's what it was,
Democratic leadership has offered no guidance on the vote, leaving the caucus split on whether to back a law that lets the government spy on Americans. Section 702 lets spy agencies collect foreigners' communications without a warrant. In practice, its loose definitions have allowed the FBI to surveil American journalists, members of Congress, and even Trump himself. So that's the down low in 45 seconds.
Boom. See, that's why I pay you the big bucks.
I'm waiting on it. I know. these IOUs ain't keeping the lights on. That's why I only have that little light back there. So one that I have. Yeah, exactly. One that I have to put batteries in.
Let's see. 88 Alex Lemon. Thanks for the super chat. TriggerSmart, Baron, Candace. This will shine a light on every stark contrast to the CK ongoing investigation. It's a great distraction. Again, I always try to give some grace, right? Like, I know this stuff has happened historically in cases where it didn't seem like it was a false flag. So, until we get some more details, I try to stay as neutral as possible. Shira Unchained is a new member. Thank you. And you've been around for a while. So definitely appreciate you joining up on the channel. Moon Goddess, we read you earlier, but we'll show you again. Matt is also my favorite podcaster. We appreciate you being here. I'm very glad that your surgery went well. 10 baby mamas. This is Keli.
10 baby mamas. Questioning why Lovett's husband wanted to stay safe is a sure sign of demon possession. Dropped calls happen all the time. Interesting.
So the fact that she says there's going to be shots fired tonight, and then her husband is saying to other people, you need to be safe tonight, is kind of,
It's a little sus. Sus.
That is why people question things, right? Because of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, elites will play games like that. They'll say stuff like that on purpose to get conspiracies and stuff going. I won't get too deep into that right now. It's too late for that. Stephen Johnson, thanks for the super. What made Google Trends unreliable? Do you know, Keli? And while you're looking that up, I'm going to search Grok.
Sure. And I'll just share personally. This was my personal experience, and from a working journalist's perspective. I mean, you guys, I used to go to investigative reporters and editors conferences every year. I was a speaker for, like 12 years. I went to these conferences. And so, we were on the Google Trends beat way long before. It's just the fact that it's not meant to be a full-blown research tool in that way. It offers you a way of looking at trends, but it is on such a macro level, and it's very hard to drill down on a super micro level. Micro even being just a country or a state or something like that. So it's really for a sort of statistical kind of analysis. And like I say, I just say not something for you to hang your hat on. It's a research guide.
All right. So why Google Trends can be unreliable. It's relative, not absolute. It doesn't show raw search volume. It shows interest scaled from 0 to 100. 100 doesn't mean global interest. Let's see. Sampling and
that
data.
is what a lot of people get confused about, is they see that 100 and they think like, oh my gosh, there was 100 searches or more, that day. And that does not mean that's the case. And I'm not taking away anything from Barron when I'm saying this. I'm just sharing my perspective. That's all.
Well, Barron's not the only one using it. They had it on another podcast and talk show. The news has quoted it recently in the Nancy Guthrie case, saying that it was the person was supposedly searched, or her address was searched on Google Trends recently before or something like that. So it's kind of become like a mainstream thing. And if it's not reliable, we should definitely not be using it. But it says Google uses data sampling, not full data sets. Search behavior is influenced by news cycles, viral posts, and influencers. So if this happened, Charlie Kirk incident happened, and people are searching all these different things, and then you go to Google Trends and you search for this stuff, it's saying based on news cycles, viral posts, and influencers, it could change the behavior of Google Trends. So I don't know. It's interesting. I think it'd be cool to see someone do like a full deep dive into that and actually do a video on it and do comparisons over like, a period of time.
Yep.
Very, very interesting. All right, where are we at here? William, thanks for the super. He was a guest at the hotel. Yep. So you would expect the Secret Service and FBI to check him before the event. That a hotel like that probably has thousands of guests. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but I would think it'd be super locked down. Basically, everyone would have to go through the metal detector to get through, and yeah, I don't see how anyone would get through the front door with a long gun, but you never know. Moon Goddess, thanks for another super. Thanks, everyone. Y'all are awesome. Love y'all. Knifey McBlade. I like the name. Trump will use the BB playbook to stay in power. Just you wait and see. The world will never be the same. The USA was infiltrated and stolen. Thanks for the super chat. And that name again. Oh, here we go. Sweden. Call me Phillips. Her name is Field. Philip Field. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. That makes sense. Philip Fault. Okay. And thanks for that super. So SEK is Sweden. Okay, cool. All right, let me see if there's anything else actually going on. That right now they're just looping the same stuff. Do you see anything new on X?
I did have a couple folks ask if you could play any of the audio of the shots at the time that the shots were fired. Because I think even with what you had played earlier, we only heard the one. Oh, let's see. Carrie Lake, actually. Whoa. That's interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking. Carrie Lake, of all people. I wasn't expecting that. Here, I'm going to send you this tweet. And then and then Tyler Boyer had actually, I guess, reposted it. But she said, here, I'm going to put this in the private chat for you, and then we can read it. Sorry, my screen had just refreshed. Do you have it up by chance?
Okay, so yeah, this is the best one that I can find. Let me swap my screen here real quick and hide that. Okay, so this is, you can hear it. The shots are kind of faint, but you can hear them. There's like 4 or 5 that come out. Here in a second, you'll see it. Here. So you can hear those again.
Was that boom, 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 boom?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's 5 shots. Can everyone hear that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So we see the guy run up. The guy runs up and hits the one officer in the chest. Supposedly he had a shotgun. And then all the other officers pull out their pistols. And I think a couple had long guns. But they said that he got tackled and never got shot. So if there was 5 shots, so the first shot hit the guy with the vest. So when did the other 4 shots happen? And what did he shoot at? You don't hear those other shots. You actually don't hear any shots in the security footage. That's interesting.
Somebody said, I heard 33.
33 shots. Or is it 33 caliber? 88, Alex Lemon. Thanks for the super. Now we have proof of how EK really looks and sounds when she cries. For future reference, let's see how long she grieves and grifts this event. Let's see. Is that the same one? Yeah. So the Carrie Lake.
That's a good question, Jordan. Jordan Henshaw said, did the guy who got shot in the vest get hit by friendly fire? I guess we'll need that further investigation.
Based on what they said, no. So the police officer was shot by the perpetrator. The perpetrator was then tackled and never was hit himself, but he was still taken to the hospital for evaluation. That's what they said in the news conference. Okay.
We shall see. Okay, do you want to take a look at this Carrie Lake post?
What is there anything different than what we've already looked at?
Well, I mean, it's Carrie Lake saying, "I can't believe how lax the security."
But who's Carrie
was."
Lake? Who's Carrie Lake? What's her?
Hold on. Let me pull up. I believe I know she's a big political name. I've been seeing a lot lately.
Carrie
oh my
Lake,
gosh.
follower of Christ, Jeff's wife, Ruby and Leo's mom,
okay.
administrative leading.
Oh, okay. She is a American political figure, she was running for office. I want to say it was in Arizona. Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate to represent Arizona in the 2024 race, losing in the general election. I think she may be running again. But
politician, she has 3 million followers, so she has a lot going on there. Okay.
She's got a lot going on. Yeah, she's not just some rando. Okay.
Do you want to read that one out?
Sure. I can't believe how lax the security was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner tonight. Upon entering, nobody asked to visibly inspect my ticket, nor ask for my photo identification. All one had to do was flash what appeared to be a ticket, and they were fine with that. When you consider that you're entering a room full of fake news media, 90% of whom hate the president, you would think that they would have better security. This is what happened when what sounded like gunfire erupted. That's an interesting way to phrase it. On the way out, I called out a bunch of the disgusting media who've been pushing hatred toward President Trump for years. They are a big part of the discord in this country. Thoughts? Yes, she is very TPUSA adjacent. As I mentioned, Tyler Boyer had reposted this. She is, like, especially being in Arizona, let's remember, very TPUSA adjacent. But how do we kind of stack that, right, with the fact that this is the president's event, sort of White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah, I mean, has anyone interviewed that kid that had the video that came out that said it was like my letter to TPUSA or whatever?
I chatted with him 2 days ago. I was actually hoping to get him on a stream tonight, but I don't know. I'm sure he's been inundated. But I mean, I'm like physically probably the closest to him out of everybody who's interested in talking to him. But I did talk with him on Thursday.
So did he agree to do an interview with you, or is that pending?
Yeah, he said that he would.
Yeah, like you said, though, he's probably getting I'm sure everyone has probably hit him up.
Yeah, at that point when I first talked to him, there were less than 100 views on his video on YouTube.
What's it at now?
Oh God, I have no idea. But I was early on. I guess this was, oh my gosh, my dates have been so long. Maybe this. So I was thinking that this was Thursday. Oh yeah, I guess this might have been Thursday. Anyway, yeah, because I covered Baylor on Thursday. Or wait, was that a Wednesday night event? Sorry, it's been a lot going on. Anyway, the whole Baylor mess was crazy here in Texas. So we've had a lot of TPUSA fallout this week locally at the college level for sure.
People are saying who? What's that? What's his name?
Oh gosh.
You were talking to him and chatting with him.
Well, I know. Do you know how many people I've been talking to this week?
His name is Mason Lemmy.
Yes. And
Mason Lemmy, Lemme.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna send him a message right now. It shows he's active.
Let's see. What's he looking at for views now? Where is it? Did he put it on a different account than this one? The last post I see. Oh, wait, was it alive? No, it wasn't alive. Looks like he might have multiple accounts. The one I pulled up, the last post was 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, he's got multiple accounts. Let Me React is the one that he's got the YouTube video on.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, so he has 56,000 views on it right now. And I think his channel, let's see. It says the following content may have graphic or violent imagery.
He did a really good job going through different theories and scenarios.
Okay, so he was covering like the different mic theory, different stuff. Okay.
And that essentially that was part of what was bothering him, is that he felt like, you know, that they haven't done a proper look at things, that they haven't been asking questions. And in addition to, you know, just that the messaging overall has changed.
Yeah. So he has 2.74. He has 2,740 subscribers. I think didn't he have less than 1,000 or something when he started?
Oh gosh, yeah, way less than that. Like I
Yeah,
don't know,
it was 8 something when I saw it.
Yeah, maybe 100 or less when I saw it. It was new. He had like maybe 67, I think. 67. I've been around my son too long today. I've been around my son way too long today. We did a 2.5-hour stream earlier today, and I think he did 6-7 a few times.
Yeah, I wouldn't be letting my son say that. Let's see. Yeah, so someone says it's reported Erica Kirk left the event in tears. Yeah, we showed a video of that. She said I just want to go home. All right, so I am looking around. I don't see much new information coming out, and they're just looping everything on the news. So I think we'll call it here. Let me check and see if there's any supers that we've missed. Nope, I think we got them all. So, all right, everyone, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, share this around. And if you want to follow Keli Rabon, it is KELIRABON on YouTube, X, and Instagram. And you can tag me on X, TriggerSmartHQ, or email me at engcwarrior@gmail.com. And if you would like to subscribe on my side, it is TriggerSmart on YouTube and TriggerSmartHQ pretty much everywhere else. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be some more information that'll come out about this, but I think most people feel that this was kind of staged or false flaggy type feel, but you know, we might learn something else. Maybe he was part of some kind of extremist group or something. But we appreciate everyone being here. Keli, appreciate you visiting, hanging out with me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Very short notice. But yeah, we will see everyone soon, and have a good night.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.